Happy New Year's, y'all. That's right. It is officially 2025. Welcome back to training for my first 50K, week 7. We are getting deep. Black Canyons, officially now this year, February 9th, 2025. That's right. We're into the thick of it. It's getting serious. Wild to think that it's week 7. Closing in on 2 months of training. Okay, so you know the drill. It's Interval Wednesday. Intervals today. 2 by 20 minutes at up-tempo pace. Shooting for anything under 8 minutes. While yes, somewhat quicker on the road. And I will not be running this on trail. Just getting the body used to holding and running quicker paces. Feeling a little fatigued from riding 314 miles over the last 7 days for the Festive 500 challenge, but that's no excuse. Time to roll back into this 50K training and get her done. Let's go. First 20-minute effort done. Really pleased how well that went. I kind of just let the body fall in line of where it wanted to go. Wasn't really too worried about the pace. I knew it was going to be below that 8. Ended up with, I think, a 7:41 pace on that first 20-minute effort. Got a 5-minute cool down, and I'll bring it back down to probably 8:30 pace. Good feeling seeing those kind of paces. What a way to kick off the New Year's. Effort number 2 done. That 20 minutes was 7:36 pace. A little bit harder on that one, but that's mostly due to the fact that I picked up the pace quite a bit and was in that direct sunlight. But I'm happy with that. Both of those went pretty well, I think. Now I've got about 45 more minutes of just steady running to round out 2 hours today. The rest of this I'll probably try to stick to like 8:30, just endurance. If I go a little bit slower or a little bit quicker, it's all good. Not stressing about it. Stoked to be knocking out the first run of the year. Lucky for me, I've got a training plan, so I don't get any choice. All right, before I dive into the intervals, how the session went, I first want to talk about a couple accessories I have been using with my Coros Pace Pro and during this 50K training. The Coros Pod 2 and Coros Heart Rate Strap. Coros Pod 2 is a foot pod that gives you increased cadence responsiveness and pace. It just clips right on top of your shoelaces via a little plastic clip. So you slide the plastic clip just right underneath your shoelaces and it snaps into place. It is extremely lightweight and you don't even know it's there. This little device provides metrics like cadence, stride length, running power, temperature, a lot more. It also takes out the lag time that you normally would get just going straight through the watch, which is usually about 5 to 10 seconds. So starting your intervals, it's a little more precise on what your pace is currently in the moment, as well as effort pace when you're running on grades. It just takes out that little bit of lag time. And you do not need the Pod 2 to get these metrics. The Coros watches do these on their own. However, using the Pod 2 just gives you more accurate and instant data while using it. The 2 metrics I look at after every run using this device is always my cadence and my stride length. I'm looking at my stride length, making sure that I'm not overstriding. On the Coros app, it has a really nice bar that shows you your stride length, and you can tell if you're overstriding or understriding, whether that's fatigue or you're just trying to run faster. So I'm always looking at my stride length, make sure that I'm not overstriding so I don't get injured. And the big one is cadence. I'm always looking at my cadence. I'm always shooting for a cadence of 180, that I'm improving my efficiency, reducing injury, and essentially reducing the impact on my joints. Those are the metrics I'm always looking at using the Pod 2 afterwards. While I'm running, it's just nice to know that I have an accurate pace so I'm not surging when I don't need to be, that I'm staying in the paces that I need and want to be. And another huge metric I'm always looking at is my heart rate. I'm always checking my heart rate in my workouts, after my workouts, making sure that I'm running in the proper heart rate zones. So having accurate heart rate data is absolutely crucial. So the Coros heart rate strap is a great accessory. The Coros heart rate strap is an extremely comfortable band that you just slide on your arm. Has this really nice material on it. A lot of times after a workout, I forget a few hours that I still have it on and have to remind myself to take it off. The optical sensor on this just sits more flush on your skin, so it gives you a more accurate reading. Those are the accessories I've been using with my Pace Pro. Yeah, having these metrics and data for training for my 50K and cycling and other races is absolutely essential. And if you have any questions about the heart rate strap or the Pod 2, drop them below. Well, I officially have pulled the biggest rookie move there is. I filmed a whole section talking about the intervals on Wednesday, how that went, to lo and behold, go back, put it together to edit, and realize I don't think it was recording. So, yeah, completely dropped the ball on that one. Wednesday had those 2x20-minute efforts. They went really well. The first one ended up being a 7:41 pace, and the second one got a little bit harder just because I pushed the pace a little bit, not a whole lot, but the second one ended up being a 7:36. That whole run went really well. I was really unsure if it was going to go all right or not go all right, being that I just got done doing the Festa 500, cycling 314 miles in the last 7 days, and then rolling into 50K training and training on top of that. So I was unsure how hard the paces were going to be in those intervals. But yeah, they went really, really well. So I was happy how that whole workout went. Ended up with 15 miles, 2 hours and 6 minutes, and my average pace was an 8:13. I think the best thing about that workout was I was really dreading the running afterwards, and like the running afterwards was just felt so easy and so controlled. So the final 55 minutes I ended up running a 8:27 pace, and it just felt super comfortable. Sometimes after I do like a little bit of overtraining, adding on extra training or doing a big effort, I find that's when I can tick into some of the best workouts or paces or efforts, is like after something hard. So I think that's what that was, is like the body was super fatigued and there was a bit of new fitness there. So after the intervals, I kind of just like ticked into that. Then those 55 minutes just felt really solid. And then Thursday was 14 miles, 2 hours again, no intervals, just steady pace. Ended up running an 8:31 pace. All my splits looked really good. That run felt really comfortable as well. Was happy with that. Happy to back up 2 more hours on top of the 2 hours the prior day. Took Friday off. I don't know if it was the 2 hours back to back, the Festa 500, everything combined, but I just woke up Friday feeling smoked. And I have done plenty of overtraining. I have done plenty of pushing my body too far, to the point where I am very good at listening to my body now, knowing when I should and shouldn't push. And Friday was definitely a day that was like, nope, completely nothing at all, just reset. And that's what I did, reset on Friday. I didn't film Saturday's run. It was 2 hours again, with intervals as well. This time the intervals were split up into 10 minutes, so it was 4 by 10 minutes. That run went really well until the end. Each interval I was able to push a little bit quicker. I was happy with all of those. I mean, it was the same thing as what I did on Wednesday, just broken up into 10-minute sections instead of 20 minutes. Like the last 4 miles, it just completely fell apart. My form went out the window. I could not get my pace back. I could not get my form back. I could not get anything going again. And I could feel like how bad the form was, that it was starting to affect my knees, affect my hips. Like it was just completely just crap. Really disappointed like how the end of that run went. That run ended up being 15.76 miles. Average pace was an 8:17. You know what it is. That's right. Sunday fun day, y'all. Back out on the trails I was on last week, doing the same old thing. Out for some fun. We'll call it training, but it's more so for getting elevation in, resetting the mind, making it feel like I'm not on a training plan. I'm just out for an adventure type thing. Go big or go home Sundays, you know. Currently 5 miles in, 2,000 feet of elevation gain, and just under an hour and 20 minutes. Definitely gonna get some good vert today. What is the plan? I just told you the plan. Have fun. Yeah, I just want to have fun today. Just like last week, I'll get some good elevation in, I'll get some time in the feet, and that's really all I care about. Did a lot of road running this week. Just as nice to be out here. Had a few speed sessions obviously this week. I do have one objective, I guess. The one objective is to see if I can link this trail to the actual trailhead. I've done this trail a handful of times now and have always turned around and never made it to the other end of the trailhead. Like I start down on the desert floor, but apparently there's a campground and the start of this trailhead up in the mountain somewhere. So if I can link that today and actually have this whole trail as trailhead to trailhead, I'd be really, really stoked on that. Back to it, working my way up the mountain. Literally, up the mountain. Views! Haven't quite made it to the end of the trailhead or the campground or where I'm turning around. This view is insane though. This is definitely the furthest I've ever been up because I can see the Salton Sea from here. I can see most of Ocotillo. I can see Borrego. But it's pretty wild that you can see the Salton Sea from up here. It's right about here somewhere. It's hard to see on this little screen. Yeah, getting a little tired, but what do you expect when you've been going uphill for the last 7 miles? 7.3 miles in, 2 hours, 5 minutes, 3,442 feet up with a average pace of 17:10. All right, shut up, keep going. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I found it. Found the start of the trailhead. Yes,
Hell yes. Hell yes. Well, I finally did it. I finally connected that trail from the desert floor of Borrego to the basically where it starts. 8.3 miles, 2 hours and 22 minutes, 3,652 feet of elevation gain. I'm really stoked on that. I've just been wanting to see where the hell this thing actually goes to, so it's nice to know it actually goes somewhere. This run is gonna cap me off for the week, that is for sure. I was already dead yesterday. So yes, I am wearing the running vest again. My ribs feel better so far. Not feeling any issues. Fingers crossed, touch wood. I'm hoping that's all good today then. Hoping like whatever it was just some weird fluke thing. Shout out to the person who left a comment saying, oh, you've got the round bottles, change your bottles out. I double checked. I was like, what? I do not have round bottles, so it was not the round bottle thing, but I appreciate anybody giving me, you know, opinions of things that could be going wrong, because like I said, I've never had issues before, and especially like on my ribs. I am carrying 3 liters of water today, so I basically have a full pack. I've got the liter up front, 2 liters in the back. So yeah, full 3 liters, not to mention all the food and sunscreen and other things I got me. So super heavy pack today, but should make me a little stronger hopefully. All right, keep on going. No idea what peak this is, but I made it to the top of a peak from the desert floor, and I am freaking pumped on that. I am whooped, and I've got like 9 miles to go downhill. Hopefully my legs can hang in there. 9.17 miles in, 2 hours and 42 minutes, 4,298 feet of elevation gain. Yeah, sick. Super sick. Super sick. I found the end of that trail and a summit. One of these days I'll make it up to this one or this one. I've been eyeing those in town since I've gotten out here. Town of Borrego's there. Salton Sea. Acatia. Wild. All right, time to get back to the desert floor. Oh boy.
And then rolling into Sunday Fun Day. I just wanted to go out there and not feel like I was on a training plan. I just want to go have fun, just try to go put a big run in, just do something different. And that run went great. Again, just like the previous day, until basically after mile 9. Like after mile 9, I made the turn, started working my way back down the mountain, and it just felt completely terrible. And by the time I got to the desert floor, I was just doing everything I could to keep myself running, because I just felt completely wrecked and just wanted to stop and be done. I don't know. Back to back, just kind of getting smashed on the back end, just kind of was a crap kind of way to end the week. I'm still trying to like process it and like what happened and why I'm feeling that way. But yeah, just kind of it took a lot out of me mentally, just having 2 days where the back end of the run just, it's like you do all this training and then it's like you're getting closer to the race and then it's like you think you should be progressing and you have 2 back-to-back runs where they fall apart on the end, and it's just, yeah, sucks. So Sunday ended up being 17.72 miles, 4 hours and 43 minutes, averaging a 16:01 pace with 4,587 feet of elevation gain. Super pumped on getting like such big elevation gain. I just wish I didn't feel so terrible at the end of it. That wraps up week 7, and I only ended up with 4 runs this week. Each set of runs was basically back-to-back long runs. So Wednesday was 2 hours, Thursday was 2 hours, Friday off, Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 4 hours and some change. 4 runs for the week, ended up with 11 hours of running and a total of 62.98 miles for the week. I mean, the mileage is there, the volume is there. I just wish it wasn't feeling so crappy on the back end. And with that said, that wraps up week 7, rolling on to week 8, which will be 2 months of training. Yeah. Hopefully next week goes a little better. Not super stoked on this one. Maybe next week I'll talk about some goals and things. Feeling just pretty wrecked, run down this week. The knees hurt. Yeah. Stoked on the mileage. Not stoked on the back half of the last 2 runs. It is what it is. And I think I'll leave it there. See y'all next week.